guys. I am on the Blue Couch. Yes, you're on the Blue Couch podcast. And I have my special guest, Gina Fatui,
Hello.
who is also one of my babies here in H-Town, okay? And she's a dental hygienist. Okay, so we have that in common, which I love.
Yes.
And you're just beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So are you?
Thank you. Thank you. So, tell my audience about yourself.
Okay. So, like she said, I'm Gina Fatui. I am a dental hygienist. I've been in Houston for about 10 years. I'm originally from New York. And I just am here to get inspiration from this beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's funny because we're both hygienists and we both have teeth whitening businesses. Yep. Aren't our teeth pretty? Yes, they are. We already know. Okay. But one thing I love about Gina, like she is just so mellow and she's willing to learn. So we're just going to have a conversation here because it's really not about y'all. It's about us.
It's going to break me out of my shell.
What?
That's what you're trying to do.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
But I want you to feel comfortable. I know you went through a divorce. I'm divorced times 4.
Really? 4?
4.
They all be wanting her. So.
4. Yes.
They be wanting.
They do. They do. But yeah. I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
Right.
And then religion taught me better to marry than to burn. And I just felt like I had to be married.
Right.
My mindset has shifted since because I've tapped more into spirituality. But why the divorce?
Well, for me, loyalty is important. Sanity is important. And honesty.
Right.
So after several affairs, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Right.
Loyalty. So that was one, and I was willing to kind of deal with the loyalty part, but then he wasn't honest about it either.
Okay.
So the honesty part made me feel like if you're not remorseful and you're not honest, then you're just going to keep doing it.
Right.
And I refuse to allow myself to be in a situation where I'm not valued.
And I get that because I was with a person for 16 years who was dishonest the whole 16 years.
Wow.
And once I got out of that, my kids was like, why'd you stay in that? You were self-sufficient. You were already a hygienist.
Right.
Why'd you stay in that? And I feel like my self-esteem must have been low.
Right.
Because any woman in their right mind is not going to stay through abuse. I call that abuse. It might not be physical,
right,
but it's abuse.
Right. There's so many forms of abuse that I don't think people are always aware of. You have the physical, the emotional, verbal, but there's also financial abuse.
Yes.
There's also withholding of sex. Or,
yes. Did you do that?
I didn't. I'm not that kind of person. I enjoy to be enjoyed or enjoying, but
you like sex?
I do. I mean,
I love sex.
Do you? Really?
I do.
I find that women tend to be more shy when it comes to being intimate.
Yes.
And expressing their sexuality. I don't think that that's something to be ashamed of or shy of. I think that a woman, anytime you're being engaged, you should be satisfied.
I agree.
That's what I believe.
Okay. And I know we're switching topics, y'all, but anything goes on this couch, okay? Okay. So just follow.
We're going to end up here somewhere.
Right. Get it out. So we'll come back to y'all self-esteem, okay? We talk about sex now. So many women have been taught that only bad girls do this and bad girls do that, and
no. Sex is a natural thing. For me, I believe that
drink up, loosen up. You being political. Loosen up, honey. Yeah, it's alcohol in these. Okay, we're filming early too.
So let me see. Okay. I can't with you.
I'm just saying. saying, like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Somewhere,
right?
Not in America.
That's okay.
Somewhere.
That's okay. I'm not gonna get you too fucked up. Okay, I know you gotta drive.
Remember last time. Okay. So I have always believed that you should enjoy sex and be able to. It's a form of art too, right? But now that I'm older, there's a part of sex that I've never experienced before that I experienced with this partner that I had.
Okay. The new one.
Yes.
The new. Look at you. Your facial expression changed. I noticed your body changed too. That ass got bigger. But anyway, go ahead. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but and y'all, I only had like 2 sips. Okay, this is my natural personality. Yeah, I did notice that.
That happens when you having some good stuff.
Right.
What we experience is an intimacy during sex.
Okay.
And I've heard somebody else talk about this, and I felt like, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's exactly what we have, where we like affirm each other.
Okay. Like when you say affirm, are you talking to each other, saying, "Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're my king." Okay.
You're deserving.
Oh, I love that.
Great. You know, I love you. Just a lot of like everything about you's perfect.
Oh,
I enjoy this moment. Let me breathe you in. You know, it's very, very deep.
Is he like, when he's breathing you in, like
we breathing each other? It's like,
ooh, yes, honey.
Very, very deep and very romantic. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, and that's usually, you know, I think in a lot of relationships, and even when I was young, I didn't realize foreplay is so important.
Yes, it is.
And having that stretch, so you're building up that desire for each other. And then you have like the intimate, you know, and then you climb.
But you're not ready to explode when that's taking place. Like,
you are ready.
So when
you want, I need all of it.
Okay, because I was gonna say
it's there, it's building up, and then when it comes amazing.
Okay, do you squirt?
I don't call myself a squirter. Okay, I'm more of a dripper.
Why you playing with your mic, girl?
I got nervous.
I'm getting hot. Let me fix that. Oh, you putting the wine? I got the air on.
Not high enough.
I'm sorry.
Apparently.
I'm sorry.
No, I have.
Okay.
Him, but I'm not really that. I'm more of a dripper.
Okay.
It flows.
Okay.
You know, it's a little different.
I love that. And there's such an age gap between us. I'm 50, almost 3. And you are
36.
I love you.
Really?
Like, yes, I know you're like a daughter, but you're also like my friend. Like all my friends are young.
Yeah.
You know, except 2.
We're able to talk very openly.
Yeah.
But still have a very good mutual respect.
Yes.
And that's what I enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. Look, back to your sexual escapades.
Look, I need to know about you. Do you squirt?
You know what? I think I may have, but I don't think I'm a squirter.
Yeah.
I think I just enjoy. It's nothing that's like, I don't have to put lipstick on it. Yeah. Like for my age, I feel good. And it still gets wet. Like I hear women my age say, "Oh, it's going to dry up." My cooch ain't dry up.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of women, even younger women, that are going through
really
a lot. Yeah. And I think that it's honestly the way that we're taking care of our bodies, what we're consuming, and what we're washing with, you know, because a lot of times people want to smell like roses down there, and they want all these things that just don't necessarily really actually work for our bodies. So eating and drinking, you know, healthy food and water, and I'm into herbs. So, you know, cloves and some ginger and honey.
Yes.
That helps.
Maybe that's why I'm still wet, because I'm into the same things that you're into. So yeah, I don't have those issues.
Yes.
You know, now, there's a young lady on Instagram, and she has a D-writing course.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
No,
I've seen those different classes.
Yeah, and she's like traveling the U.S. and Canada. Do you know how to ride a good dick?
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
I'm just curious.
I would say this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that when you are with somebody that you're comfortable with,
right,
you excel in areas that you may not have excelled in others at other times.
Right.
So with this particular person, I think that I'm willing to do a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because so many women, older, younger,
Mhm.
are or feel inhibited.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the word? Inhibited?
Mm-hmm.
About their sexuality and I'm shy and I don't want to do this.
Right.
I like hot candles and pouring wax on you
Mhm.
and yeah, like I like shit like that. That
But
turns
see,
me on
I
too.
think you have to be with a person that you're comfortable with.
Right. You
Because
do.
when you're not comfortable, then you tend to shy away.
Yeah.
You might still be freaky, but you're not really
as freaky.
Yeah. Like I remember, putting on what is it? A
Negligee?
sheet. No, like a sheet after we got done, to get up and walk on. He was like, don't ever do that shit in front of me again.
Really? A sheet? Girl, you don't girl,
like, okay.
I still prance around the house.
But see,
it's that comfort. All that.
It's a comfort thing. And
I've been doing that since a little girl though.
Really? See, no. I've always been very like shy or modest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. You're so modest.
Am I?
Yes.
I'm shy. Yeah.
Like you're just like I'm more and you're more like okay.
No.
You
I think I'm a shy person.
Okay.
Naturally. And then when you get me in a comfort zone, then I kind of like peek out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's also with the way I was raised. My dad was very reserved and very strict. Very, very strict.
Really?
Very strict.
American dad?
Yeah, I grew up in a Pentecostal household.
Girl, me too. Go ahead.
Right. So if you know about Pentecostals, you got the long sleeves, long skirts. We weren't able to like watch certain shows, and we didn't hang out with people that are worldly.
Okay.
So
were you forced to get married? Like you'll marry or you burn? Like did they preach that?
No. Now see, what happened was when my mom left my dad, our lifestyle changed dramatically. Okay. So she was very free. She's from California.
Oh, so I love Mom. Roots. That's why you remind me of my mother.
Yes, you remind me a lot of my mom. She's gonna be so happy. She's
That's
always
why.
happy.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. So she has that California nature of being very free.
Okay.
But he had been so strict on us. Of course, it's kind of like embedded a little bit.
Yes.
So it took a while for me to embrace being a female, being a woman, and looking in the mirror and saying I'm pretty and stuff, because he used to say it was vain. Yeah.
Oh,
if we did that, he would call it vain, or there's a lot of things he did that made it hard.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow. Religion has fucked so many people up.
It has.
And to me, it's so sad. And I still see people who are not living their best lives and they're almost ready for the grave.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like they're still sneaking for wine or a margarita and I'm like, bitch, you old. Like, why is you sneaking to have a drink?
Right. My dad used to live his life and well, I'm praying he's feeling better. I love you, Daddy. Aww. But he lived his life in the world's gonna end soon. The world's gonna
People
end soon.
saying that now.
Yeah. But my dad's like 70 something.
Okay.
And he's been saying that since I was a little girl, and the world's going to end. And so you were always living in this state of fear.
Yes.
And never enjoying
and you're going to hell.
And you're going to go to hell. And so because of that, there's not the planning and the enthusiasm that you would have with life that you should have.
Right.
So having those two dramatic changes, my mom being crazy a little bit,
okay,
and my dad being really strict, I think I got a good balance.
Okay, I love it though. I mean, you're just so beautiful and so reserved. Like, I could see you being married to like this really big upper echelon in the castle kind of man.
I think you know what I'm saying? Has balance. I want you to be able to be received a certain way, but also be able to defend me.
Yes.
I'm from New York.
Yes.
So I need you to have a little bit of hood.
Yeah.
You know?
See, it don't seem like you need that because you're
do.
such like princess queen like. Hey, Beetles and Butterflies. This episode of On the Blue Couch podcast is sponsored by Rich Bitch Luxe Beauty Brand, where we offer a full face collection. So go to our website and check out our products at www.richbitchlux.com. And I am wearing Netflix and chill. Okay, no men. We're not going to do Netflix and chill, but you can bring her Rich Bitch Lux. For 50% off, use the code Blue Couch.
I mean, I feel we all are princess queen. Like,
well, we are like I'm Bougetto. I'm like I got both. I got Bougetto. Like that and like the hood ratchetness.
I see. I like hood though. It's just
okay.
I don't know if I'm as comfortable with it as some other people, such as yourself. Like, cause you probably. I mean, he drags me out to the little hole in the wall.
Okay, I love that.
So yeah, he takes me out of my comfort zone. You know, but I like basketball, and I like I love basketball.
Now see, I don't like hood men.
Really,
I tried it one time. I said, okay, guy, I need a what did I call him? I know I didn't say hood rat, but I said something like it, and God was like, "Ding, here he go."
Yeah,
that nigga wore me out mentally, and after him, I vow I never wanted to date anyone like that. Right. And now I have a man's man, someone that's gentle and kind.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that most women would consider boring.
Right.
But
boring
baby,
is good.
Girl, boring is real good. I don't even think he's boring though.
Yeah.
He's
consistent. I shouldn't be competing with you though.
He's consistent. Yeah. And he's kind and he's loving. And most women aren't used to that. They're used to toxic. So if they got with someone like him or your dude, they might say, oh, they're boring.
It's a comfort thing.
Yes.
So one, people are comfortable with toxicity.
Yes.
So they attract it. And when you get something different, then it's like, I don't like this.
Because you're not used to it. It's not familiar.
Yep. That's why a lot of women that are physically abused and all those things, they keep finding men that are abusers. Why? Because you're attracted to that characteristic and it's a familiar characteristic.
Yes.
So you constantly keep gravitating to that person in the club that is an abuser when there's all these other people.
And they need to heal.
Yeah.
Because when you find your healing place, and you know what you deserve, then you will begin to attract other type of people.
Right. Because once, I think when you're healed too, you start to desire better for yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes when you're not healed, you're like, I deserve this. Like, like, I don't know why.
Right.
But you would feel like you almost deserve to be mistreated.
I know.
But when you're
a lot of us are like that.
I don't understand it.
Well, how many of us, and I'm talking about people from all cultures and creeds, not just Black folk, how many of us have really seen a loving, kind home?
Most of us haven't.
Exactly.
And if you don't see it, it's so hard to want it.
Yes.
Because you honestly need to see these things to actually, know what you're looking for.
That's right.
So I would feel like that was more my situation. I didn't know exactly what I wanted. Okay. I know I wanted a family. So I gravitated to a man that was a family man because I knew there would be morals and values there.
Okay.
But I didn't know that I wanted somebody that was going to be very attentive.
Okay.
Affectionate.
Yes.
Observing. Someone that was going to like put me first and treat me like the princess that I may appear to be, but actually treat me like that. You know? So those were things that I didn't know I wanted. Okay. This person will, baby, why your nail chipped like that?
Oh,
he sees everything.
He's very
observant.
Of the details.
Very much.
And I love that.
Where my ex, I can't remember him really complimenting me at all.
As pretty as you are, and as fine.
Let me tell you. You remember the time I came to your opening, I think, or whatever, and I was wearing something. I had a purple shirt on and some jeans, and that
you look beautiful.
He was like, "Well, yeah, you're not dressed appropriate to be in the photo with me and the kids." And I was just
and what you say?
I don't remember what I said. I just knew that it was hate. like at this point, I'm able to identify when like he's playing a game or he's trying to like break down my self-esteem and things. Like, so now I see it, but before I didn't know before.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think my issue before was he would do something, and I'm talking about one of my exes, and then he would buy me things.
Oh yeah.
Thinking that I would stay.
Yeah. Because some people have a way that they show love, and some people believe that a gift is them showing you love. And my ex was like that too. Yeah. So you get some Gucci shoes, a Louis bag, but you be like, you just you just fuck somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. At least you got good shit.
Yeah. It's the caliber of the man, right? You know, he better, like, cause he was making money, so he better.
But the crazy thing is, there's so many women who are getting the Gucci bag, the Louis shoes, or whatever, but they're so fucking miserable at home.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to that woman?
I mean, to each their own.
She said, "Fuck y'all."
Because everybody can tolerate something different. Right. I might be able to be good living in the woods with a nice little river and a man that's treating me good, where some women want to be in a big mansion. Right. And they, like, that's what you opted for. Right. So I could have been in that situation. I could be in $1 million house right now. I could be having whatever I want, traveling wherever I want. But I want to be happy.
Okay, so why didn't you, and I'm just saying for people who might be asking y'all, why didn't you stay in that but have a side boo on the side that would give you all that extra attention that you need?
Because at the end of the day.
Oh, let's do cheers too. Cheers.
Yeah, because these questions is getting.
But I'm just curious.
But it's a good question. And for me, it's two things. One, I'm a very spiritual person.
Okay.
And two, I'm a loyal person.
Okay.
I don't believe in dibbling and dabbling when I'm committed to someone.
Yes.
And because of that, if I wanted to do that, then I would just have left, which is what I did.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay, I see somebody who's seeing me and they look like they're going to treat me good.
Yes.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
I don't need to be dibbling and dabbling. Like, I don't know. That's just my kind of personality. Like, if you're not satisfied with me and you want to be out there in the streets and stuff, then go to the streets.
Right. I agree.
Don't torment me. So I could have done that, and he probably would have been cool with it, actually.
Okay.
But that's not what I want.
Okay.
No.
You want someone that's going to come home to you and only you and love on you and only you. And I get that.
I do, but I want honesty.
Loyalty.
Like if we have an arrangement and there's communication, then I might be more cool with certain things. But if I can't trust you to be a team player, because my life is in your hands just as much as your life is in my hands.
Right.
If I can't trust you, then there's just no point. There's no point.
I agree with that.
So I didn't trust him anymore.
So I have to ask you this. I saw two things on Instagram this week and on the news. Okay. One is the Dalai Lama.
Right.
And him asking the little boy to suck his tongue. Thoughts?
I actually pulled that video up and made my children watch it. My daughters, who are 9 and 10.
Okay.
And I explained to them that people in power abuse power.
Yes.
And I asked them, I said, what would you have done in this situation? Yes. And I put people that they know that are leaders.
Yes.
And I said, no matter what, where, if a person is being disrespectful or doing something that's going to violate you, you don't have to go along with it.
Yes.
And if you see the little boy, he pulls back.
Right.
And then he goes in.
Right.
And it's the pressure of the crowd who is cheering it on that made him feel like he had to do that. Right. It's important for parents to let their children know that I'm going to support you no matter what, no matter who is in whatever position.
Right.
And so if he would have pulled back and walked away, some of those people would have thought it was disrespectful.
Right.
But as long as his parents support him, he would have been okay with doing that.
Yes.
So it's important for me to let my girls know, like, look, I got your back no matter what.
You know, I think as a parent, I probably would have smacked his face. I'd probably be in jail.
Yeah.
But I am what is that? I am a survivor of childhood sexual trauma.
Really?
So I understand what that feels like. And
Yeah.
to me, looking at that,
Yeah.
that was sexual abuse. It
Mhm.
might not have been penetration on his
Mhm.
penis or
Mhm.
anything like
Mhm.
that, but to me,
Mhm.
that was a type of sexual abuse.
Mhm.
So,
Because if you're doing that in public, what are you doing behind
yes, what
closed
are you
doors? You
doing
shouldn't be that
behind closed
comfortable.
doors? Right.
So, it was definitely to me some type of abuse, and especially using your power. Like that's not.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. But I've had my own experiences with that as well, and it.
Okay.
I think the most important thing is for you to talk to children about it, so that they know what they need to look out for. Like I'm
Yes.
very raw with my kids. Hey, if a person touches you and says, "I'm gonna kill your family,"
Right.
that's not gonna happen. You
Right.
still need to tell me.
Right.
If a person catches you doing something that mommy told you not to do, and says, "Well, if you don't want me to tell your mom, then you better not allow anybody."
Right.
Like you gotta cover those bases because kids don't know that this is
Right.
how people come and try to deceive them and manipulate them.
Yeah.
So it's important for me to try to cover every scenario so that they're prepared for any situation. I pray to God that it never comes up. Like they're
Right.
never in that type of
Yes.
situation. But if they are, they'll know, okay, mommy told me about this.
Yes.
Like, no, my body, don't touch me.
Right.
Don't tickle me like this.
Yeah.
Because
don't
yeah,
allow your kids to sit on people's laps.
right. Those after at a certain age, I told my daughter, like, you can't sleep in the bed with your dad no more.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. All of that.
I just
All
don't
of
think it's
that.
appropriate.
Right.
But I remember as a little girl, there was a guy that I was really close to. He was like a grandpa to me.
Okay.
Several. But this particular one, he used to tickle me and he would be like trying to touch and feel on me. And I was so like nervous and I knew it wasn't right, but
Right.
I just didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to get him in trouble because
Like
you care
most
about
children.
people.
Yeah.
You don't want to get them in
Yeah.
trouble. And those are things you need to talk to your kids about because it's
Yeah.
not right. I said, if this person, that person, I start naming people, does this, that's not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's a very sensitive topic, especially for people that have gone through them.
Yeah.
Those types of things, we tend to be a little bit more hard.
And you know what's funny? With me and my situation, it caused me to be looking for love in all the wrong places for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Until I found my healing space.
Yeah.
And I go to therapy now. I love therapy. I'm not in therapy because something's wrong.
Right.
I just think you get the tools ahead of time so you could use them in the event of.
Right.
So I just started talking about this to my therapist, and she was like, wow, like, a lot of times people who are strong or you perceive to be strong, they really have shit that has going on in their lives that were a part of their journey.
Yeah.
They just don't always communicate that
Right.
to the masses. So I'm
Right.
glad that you're having that or those conversations
Yeah.
with your children.
Yeah.
Now, something else that was on Instagram that I found very enlightening, but I already knew,
Right.
was R. Kelly,
Okay.
right? And there was an text message, exchange between one of the girls and her mother. And the mother was telling her, look like a little girl, sit on his lap, like kind of entice him.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I always felt that the parents of these young children wanted success for their children and themselves so bad,
right,
that they put their children in harmful situations,
right,
knowingly.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
Well, I think there's a lot of parents that live vicariously through their children.
Yes.
They want, maybe something that they didn't have, and they'll put their children in very dangerous situations. The scary part about that is when your parent doesn't protect you, then you kind of don't have nobody, especially, the younger you get. It's sad. Like, it's sick to me. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I think that we need to make it more readily available,
Right.
and known different programs for kids to reach out to
Yes.
in these types of situations, because there's a lot of women that sell their kids and push their kids off.
Pimp their kids out.
A lot. It's
I
it's
actually know a young lady who got pregnant at 11, and the men in the neighborhood would give her candy for sex. Yep, and I think that has fucked her life up.
Yeah. But you gotta remember, there's a lot of messed up people mentally raising kids.
I agree.
So I don't know. Besides the fact, I feel like it's important as an adult or a person that's having children. Unfortunately, she's 11. You gotta be mindful of who you're having kids with.
Right.
I'm not trying to have a kid with a psycho person that's too mentally messed up or not
healed.
And you know what?
I didn't understand that, and I'm glad you said that. I didn't understand that in my younger years when I started having babies, and thank God that my children's fathers are pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you do have to be careful who you have children with, because certain things are in the bloodline.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care what anyone
Mental
says.
disorders,
Yes, all of that.
Spiritual demons.
Yes, molesters, all of that.
It. All
yes.
of it.
See,
yeah.
We
yeah. No, it's so the one thing I was aware of at pretty young was wanting a man or to be with somebody that was family oriented.
Okay.
But also being aware of what type of person I wanted my children to be raised by.
Okay.
So I never really messed with too many. Oh, no.
Well, I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna say, never mind. I ain't gonna say it yet. Nope, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
I was
private talk with my kids.
I was more attracted to African men at a younger age, and I think the reason why was because I knew that they had certain qualities of a husband and father that I felt like I wanted. Okay. Now, I didn't know about affection and all that other stuff, but I know that I wanted a man that was going to be intelligent.
Yes.
Somebody that...
Are you saying American black men aren't intelligent?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that where I was from, it was very difficult to find people that were worthy.
She put her foot in her mouth, y'all.
That was worthy of it. Now, I've obviously been with some American men.
And what's your experience with American men?
They're not sure of themselves.
Very insecure.
Very insecure. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. But they're not sure of themselves. And that's why I think that a lot of black men don't want black women, because you don't even know yourself. How can you appreciate my value?
Right.
You don't know the king that you are.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Yeah. And I'm going to say, as a culture, we don't. Yeah. And let me tell you why. Because we were taught that we came here on slave ships, you know, and that was our value. Right. But people don't know we were kings and queens. And many of us were already over here as indigenous or copper color people. You know what I'm saying? Owning the land that was taken from us.
It's definitely about how you identify yourself. Like, I don't look at where I landed. I look at where I started, and I started in Africa. So I started as a queen. I started as people that had a culture, people that understood themselves. Right. So I think that's why I gravitate so much more with African people because of that. Now, it doesn't mean that I think that Africans are better than black people. No. I think that black people and African people need to see the value of each other. Yes. We have different stories, but at the end of the day, we have the same roots, you know? So, I noticed when I saw African men, the way they walk, the way they talk, which is very different. And
are their penises bigger?
No.
I mean, because most American women think you go and you get an African, a Jamaican, you get a Mandingo man.
Well, black men are still
I know that, but I'm just saying.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that no.
Okay, so you had some big penises here in America that weren't of African descent.
Or I had little ones that were of African descent. It could have went either way. I'm leave it alone. Could have been big.
I'm just saying.
I'm not actually into huge things.
Me neither. I don't want anything that's going to hurt
me. People like to say that because it sounds good, it sounds fun, but I'm not trying to get messed up.
Yeah, inside.
What if it doesn't work out? Somebody that's amazing. Yeah, it's just
Average.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm not trying to.
Well, my aunt taught me this. She was like, "Girl, even if a man have a pencil dick, you just work with it. You teach it where it need to go. You know,
like,
and make it and make it hit the walls. You know, you move to the left, you move to the right,
change your position.
Don't lick that twat.
Girth, it's important to have a little bit of song.
Little girth.
Little girth.
Could it be short with girth?
A little short with girth is okay with me. But you know what? I think all women are different too.
Yes. So, our body sizes and inside.
No, a pencil wouldn't do it.
Well, that's what she told me.
Cheat, so I don't want to cheat. So yeah.
So you would cheat if the sex was bad or if his dick was small?
If it was small, I probably wouldn't be with him.
Thank you for saying that, as opposed to I would cheat on him. But what if he's a really great man with a smaller penis, like a micro penis?
It would just depend on how well he can use it and all the other things he could do.
Like eat it?
Yeah, and a lot of other things. Like whatever. But see, because there's a lot of things you can do.
You're right. But I tell women you can improvise. You know what I'm saying? With toys. And I mean, a cum is a cum is a cum, in my opinion.
But you know, other women get off different ways.
That's true.
Some people need to be penetrated and some people don't.
Most women, from my understanding and research, have never had an orgasm.
That's crazy.
That's deep. I am not going to have somebody pounding on me, and I don't get anything out the deal except you pounding on me or maybe a baby.
Do you think that people that have been sexual victims understand how to please themselves more than women that haven't?
I'm going to say this because I don't want to say I was penetrated because I didn't come during those sexual abuse things. It was more molestation. I used to masturbate from an early age, so I do know my body more than probably the average woman.
Right.
You feel that way too?
Yeah. I understand my body. There's no way I'm gonna have sex with anybody and not come.
Yeah.
I will, and you might not, but I will.
Right.
Yeah, and I shifted from that. I shifted to wanting more. Okay. But back then, I would make sure that I was good. And I feel like it's important that all women make sure they're good.
Yes.
Like, I don't think you should be just sleeping with anybody and they're just dogging you out and enjoying or like hurting you and you're not saying like for what?
Yeah, and you're not coming like what? Ladies, you gotta speak up.
Yeah. I don't like nobody that much. No.
I know that's right. I know that's right. No. So I know you have your business. I know you're still a hygienist. Yes. Tell people. Well, before we get there, ask me anything that you would like to know from me.
There's so many things.
Okay, you got one.
Okay. Let's see, because I don't want to waste it.
Okay.
Okay. So you've had multiple marriages.
5. I'm on number 5.
This is number 5.
Proudly.
What makes what is the difference in you keeping this relationship? Like, what have you done different in this relationship from all the other ones?
That's an easy question.
Really?
Yeah, with an easy answer. I healed. So in between 4 and 5, which is my current, I spent 8 years, of therapy and life coaching simultaneously.
Wow. So healing is an important part of
healing is very important, ladies and men.
Yeah.
And men. And once I healed, I began to really love myself.
Right.
I began to travel alone and just do me.
Yeah.
And in the process of doing me, I attracted great men. I mean, great men. Taking me shopping on first dates. Yeah. Oh, great men. Yes, I love them. Okay. I'm just saying, no, I just started attracting a different caliber of men. And then I met my husband, who is wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, healing is important.
Healing is very important. And
speaking of that,
yes,
that was one of the first conversations we had.
Really?
You remember? So you told me that my success was tied up in my healing.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if everybody So a lot of people don't know what healing is.
Okay.
Okay. And what it takes to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a process.
Right.
It's a process that you have to go through, and you have to be patient with yourself. And it may take therapy. It may take medication,
Yeah.
mentors. It may take meditating.
Yes.
A
All of
lot of
that.
different things
Yeah.
go into it, and it's not something that can easily be rushed and stuff.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna be successful if I heal. I'm healed. I'm instantly healed. Like, okay, I'm over everything.
Right.
And
Right.
then I will find myself somewhere crying
Oh.
and being really depressed.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, wait, no, I'm not healed.
Okay.
Okay. So, not that you don't have those moments where you still go back,
Mm-hmm.
but as you start to progress, when you start realizing that you're happy by yourself, when
Yes,
you're just
ma'am.
happy just with normal things,
Yes.
and you want to dress up for yourself, you want to like take care of yourself
Yes.
and eat better, and it's for you. When you start focusing on yourself, I think that's when you really start healing.
Yeah, I did a lot of shit differently. But right before I met my husband, I'm in the DR 5 weeks, and about week 4, maybe, I remember sitting at the bottom of the shower. It was late at night, and I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying, God, you didn't create me to be this way.
Right.
And when I was saying be this way, I was talking about operating in my masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was one of those women, fuck you, nigga, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I got my own money.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, God showed me that's not what He created for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just bawling and bawling. And I was saying, I'm sorry, God, and change me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like when I got up from purging,
Mm-hmm.
I was different. And I met my husband that week.
Wow.
And I have been operating in my feminine energy. I've always been feminine,
Right.
but I still had that edge, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I treat my husband so well.
That's awesome.
And he treats me so well.
Yeah.
And I love him to life.
Mm-hmm.
And he has done the same. And in our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because he's so kind and so gentle, it calmed my spirit.
Right.
And I became more calm and more gentle. My kids call me a sucker sometimes.
Oh,
but,
you're a sucker for him. That's
I
okay.
am, but I could be about it.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my man, my money, or my children. You know what I'm saying? But I'm operating in that femme energy, which I love, and I have more power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feminine energy is a beautiful thing
It
that we
is.
don't unfortunately get to live in a lot of times. There's some women that never experience it
And
in our community.
and I think they have never experienced it or might not experience it because their mother, father, provider, all of that. But I still think that once we heal, we'll begin to walk into who God created us to be. And
I like seeing that movement.
Yeah, so do
like
I.
seeing it.
So do
I think
I.
it's important.
You know, I've actually seen some really, or know some beautiful women. I mean, bodies banging, all of that. But their energy is so masculine that even I get the fuck away.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's very common in New York too.
I don't want to be around her. Like, it just makes me nervous.
Yes.
You know, not scared, but like, oh, I don't.
Right. It's not cute. It's not attractive. I don't think it's attractive to men either. You can't be acting like a man and then think a man wants to be with you.
Right.
Like,
right.
we're women, and we should embrace our femininity.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes being vulnerable or
being vulnerable, yes.
One thing, well, I don't know if I even want to say that, because if he listens, he'd be like, "So you already knew how to do that?" But I don't do everything anymore. Let me just put it like that. I used to try to do everything, and I allow myself to not be able to do everything.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, I will build a whole house if I have to.
Right.
Right. But I shouldn't.
Right.
My man
so why
is
would
my
I?
Provider.
Right. So we allow a man to be a man.
Yeah, I'm a.
Hey, beetles and butterflies. This episode of On the Blue Couch podcast is sponsored by Rich Bitch Luxe Beauty Brand, where we offer a full face collection. So go to our website and check out our products at www.richbitchlux.com. And I am wearing Netflix and chill. Okay, no men. We're not going to do Netflix and chill, but you can bring her Rich Bitch Lux. For 50% off, use the code Blue Couch.
Go in the kitchen and make you up some sandwiches and stuff while you building the house.
Right, like, and I agree.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Neither do I.
I can have your back and whatever, but no, I enjoy it. Why?
Yeah,
age
yeah.
gracefully.
I'm with you. I'm
Right.
with you. You know,
Right.
and I think women need to allow men to be men. I think that men should allow women to be women.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and be feminine and, you know, all of that. But we have to communicate. We have to say what our expectations are, and we have to be intentional.
Yeah.
In our dating. And I don't think people are really intentional. Maybe now.
I like that word.
Because your generation and younger are starting to know thyself sooner than my generation and others.
Right.
So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But we still need to be intentional and communicate and be open and honest about our needs, our wants, our desires. And if we can't get that in someone, we just say hasta la vista and on to the next.
Communication is so hard.
You think so?
It is hard.
Why?
I think it, I thought I was communicating.
Okay.
I thought that me and my ex had a good communication until I got with who I'm with now.
Okay.
And I was like, he's like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't say that and I didn't know. And I'm like, huh? Like, why do you need to know all that? You know?
Right.
And so there was a resistance.
Okay.
And then I was like, actually, it makes sense.
Okay.
But I just never experienced that type of communication.
Okay.
That type of transparency and honesty. Like I'd be like, I'm gonna go out sharing somewhere, right, with my ex. Well, not with this boo. He want to know where y'all going.
Okay.
How long you gonna be there so I can make sure that I know that you're good
and you're safe.
Yeah, like you're my woman. Like
right,
I need
right,
to. I'm
right,
responsible
right. I
for
love
you.
that.
And I was like, ooh, you controlling. Okay. And then I'm like, wait a minute, he cares.
Yeah,
he cares. Like
So is he an African too?
Yeah.
American men, y'all don't have y'all shot. Y'all can't shoot y'all shot. Y'all only like African.
It's hard. It's not. It's an accident. I swear to goodness, because like even if I'm in the club, I notice that
African men
always.
Okay.
Always African men approach me, and I don't know why. Y'all tell me if anybody can figure out why African men are always.
Well, to me, I would just say all men because you're just so beautiful.
I don't get all men.
Really?
I do not get all men.
Maybe American men are intimidated by you.
Maybe. Because I tend to probably give off a different vibe when I'm in different places.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lower myself.
Right.
I'm not gonna shrink.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
Yes.
So, yeah, that might be what it is.
I love
most
that.
Black men don't just come up and talk to me.
How are Black women with you because you're so confident? Because you said I'm not going to shrink and I'm not going to dumb myself down. So you're beautiful. You have a beautiful shape. So when you walk in the room, you have a presence.
Yeah, thank you.
All eyes on you. So other women in the room who might not be sure of themselves might be like, well, who the fuck she thinks she is?
I'm the type of person that I like to talk to people and uplift them.
Okay.
So if you're intimidated by me, by the time I talk to you, I probably would have boosted your self-esteem.
Okay.
And you're going to want to be around me. So I don't get a lot of like kickback because I'm like, girl, you are beautiful. Aww. Look at them green eyes.
Okay.
Look at that smile.
Okay.
You know, like I like to give compliments to other people.
Yes.
But I've noticed like, I'll be like, oh, your shoes are gorgeous. And, you know, so I've seen that too. But I'm always giving women compliments and, you know, telling them their beauty.
Okay.
And so hopefully I feel like that's received and I can make good types of bonds and relationships.
I love that.
Yeah. Although I do not have a lot of Black friends, but I think that is because I'm not in a lot of areas where just like a lot of Black people. I'm not out there a lot.
So are your friends African or?
I have a lot of African friends.
Mhm.
I have a lot of Asian friends.
Me too.
Yeah. I have like one or two black friends that like I talk to
I have 2 black friends.
every now and then. I don't know I don't know. It's harder to one reason I think we weren't taught how to have relationships and
Okay.
keep them. A lot of other people will deal with stuff and be like, look, because we're friends, we're going to show up for each other. We're
Yes.
going to like, there's a difference. Like I know all of my exes that were African or whatever, they had friends from childhood
I love
that
that.
went to middle school, that went to
Yes.
college, that they worked with. Like they keep their friends.
Right.
We are not so nice. We're like, you messed up, bye. You know.
So, did
We're
your
not so forgiving.
mother tell you don't trust your friends?
My mother told me not to trust nobody.
Right. So maybe
We had trust
that's
issues too.
why, you know what I'm saying?
I don't
Because
know.
I've talked to some of my other friends. Well, I have more than 2 friends, y'all. I'm sorry. I've talked to them and I asked them, do you think it's because our mothers told us don't trust other women?
Yeah, my mother told me not to trust nobody. And when I tell you I took it to heart, it was a long time before I felt like I could trust her. I trust her, but not with everything. I don't trust her with very sensitive information because my mother has a big mouth. You know, you got a big mouth. She got a big mouth. And so I don't trust her with information, but I trust her with my kids and things like that.
Okay.
So I give people trust in different ways. Like I might give you trust.
Certain you departmentalize who gets what.
And same with friendships too. Like I may be able to go out with you, but I'm probably not going to go to this conference with you.
Okay.
Because not everybody knows how to act.
Well, I'm going to let you know in advance if I get too many drinks in me, I don't know how to act. So you might not want to take me to the conference.
But we might not be at the conference drinking, but we're going to drink after. You know what I mean? So you got to like, you have a lot of different characteristics. I'm with you with that. That's why I don't drink too much. That's why the drink right there.
Because Shay Shay come out and my husband, he don't like her. He be like, can you keep her in?
That's my mom.
I like your mom.
Yeah, you like her. She's always loud and happy. she's cute.
Oh, I love that. Well, you're cute. So tell people about your business.
Okay, so
get your card. Get your card.
Let me get it. All right, so Ultra Chic Whitening.
Woohoo!
We got 10% off for any new customer and referrals. Basically, I specialize in whitening. I have some of the best technology.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that experience and the journeys that I go on with people. I like dentistry because you get to see immediate differences.
Yes.
It's so gratifying to me and to the customers. So
yes. Yeah.
I love it. I was inspired by you. Let's not leave that out.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Yeah, I thought about whitening. It didn't seem like something that was attainable.
Okay.
And I think it's so important for us to see people of color in different positions because as soon as I saw you, I was like, oh, I got to do this.
You know what? Now, this is in retrospect, and maybe I should have spoke up. I think we should have partnered. But then I had already had my name and you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we could do that part together. But I like just thinking back, I was like, shit, we should have just partnered.
That would have been awesome.
I know.
But I think it was by the time we met, you were already in it, right?
Yes.
You were already in it.
Yeah.
So, and I was still a little hesitant.
Okay.
And
about starting?
About starting.
Okay.
Yep. I wanted it and I was encouraged and inspired, but there is always a battle for me of self-doubt.
Okay.
You know, so I'm always fighting that self-doubt and like, just come on, Gina, just do it. And so this was the first time that I was just like, do it scared.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And take a chance with it.
What I love that. Lose? So are you still practicing?
I do still practice. Okay. I temp most of the time.
Making that shmoney, ain't you?
Yeah, because
I told you, baby. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
Yep. So I temp.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but I love being a hygienist. I don't like the politics in it.
Okay.
So that's why whitening to me is my little baby, my exit point.
You know what? For me, and I've noticed this, and I had to correct a dentist, a young dentist, the other day because she was my dentist, my new dentist. I have tendinitis. So in here to my elbows, like every now and then, I feel the achiness or the So be careful as you're practicing.
Yeah.
Because we only get one body.
Right.
And you don't want to lose function.
Right.
In that body.
It's so scary.
So just FYI.
We got the back issues from the way we sit, the neck, our wrists.
Yes.
There's a lot of risk. And that's probably one of my issues with dentists right now, because our rates are increasing.
Yes. Are you up to 85 yet?
No.
Okay. Some girls are asking 85.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
So I thought about maybe a day or two at 85, and that's it.
Yeah. But see, this is my issue with it, because now they want to work us like cattle.
Don't they?
Like,
16 patients as opposed to 8.
Right. And I'm not okay with that.
Right.
So last week I saw about 12 patients at one office. It was from 9 to 3.
That's 12 patients?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, that's not okay. Mm-mm. I deserve the pay rate that I requested because I'm good at what I do.
Right.
But that doesn't mean now you go and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to pay you that. I'm going to give you 3 days worth of patients.
Right.
No. So yeah, hygiene is difficult. But it's difficult for us, I feel like, because when our counter partners do it, they still get a lot of benefits and those like nice schedules, and they can request more, and they don't get this, the slack
the kickback.
Yeah, right. That's what I feel.
I don't know. I guess because I practiced so long, I don't know. I would just go in as a temp, because that's what I did most of my career, and I would just do it and leave. If I didn't like the office, I didn't come back. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, see, you have 30 years,
32 now.
32 years of experience. So that in itself puts you at a whole different pay grade.
Okay.
Right. I have 5 years of experience.
Okay.
So I'm competing with people that are kind of like newer in the game.
Okay.
5 years.
Okay.
So I would say it's been a little harder. And the other reason why I know this is because a lot of times me and my other hygiene friends I was the only Black girl, so all my other hygiene friends really are mixed.
So they'll tell me
their rates, and I was always the one at the lowest. So I had to start requesting, and I would get more. I'm probably right where everybody else is, or a little bit higher, but I had to really prove myself.
But okay, so let me explain this to you. Coming out, and this is for new people too, we all make the same. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how many years experience, we just all make the same.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that was one of my issues, me being in the game so long, and someone coming out and they making the same amount as me. I'm like, that ain't right. But we all make the same.
Yeah. Depending on where you are, who you're with, what company, it could all be the same.
Right.
Which is crazy to me. Hygiene, the way it's set up to me is kind of
strange. It sucks. I hate it.
Because we don't get benefits either most of the time. And I don't see how you can work in the medical field and not have benefits. Right. I think that's crazy on its own. Someone asked me, like, do you care about getting benefits? Well, shouldn't I?
Well, you know what? We're going to have to rev up our whitening businesses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we can make way beyond what we would make in hygiene, but we're doing less work.
Yes.
And that's why I decided to do that. I could still give oral health care, but I can also make more money.
Right.
So
it's working smart.
Exactly. So I want to say thank you, baby, for being my first guest for On the Blue Couch podcast. You're super amazing.
Thank you.
I love you as a daughter, but also as a friend. And I think you're doing amazing things. And
thank you.
I'm glad that you're on your healing journey and that you found loved and you know what a woman should be like. Should be treated like.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I love you guys.
So thank you to my listening audience for joining our first podcast on the Blue Couch. So have a great one. Thank you.
That's amazing.
I loved it. Let's see.
I need 2 more cups.
Why did this?